Need to see you all properly. Greetings, judges, contestants, and my beautiful audience. There comes a moment in every generation where people stop whispering, but roaring. Ladies and gentlemen, these are not roars from the mobs or raging barbaric individuals looking to punish those in power, but it is from you, I, and a community so-called the cancel culture community. Now, my fellow students here, I want you all to picture a little scenario. Picture this. You're supposed to write an exam. The exam is two simple questions. What is your name? When's your birthday? Very easy, right? You finish it in less than a minute. And as a matter of fact, while you're waiting to see a good pass result, you're met with an F. You're confused. You go up to the principal, to your teacher, to the dean. You ask your professor, how did this happen? But you're met with no answer. Then you write the exam again. You fail it again. Third time, you even sneak your passport in. And this time, you're sure you got your name and birthday correct. But you fail again and again and again and again until society finally decides one day to make you pass. What a dark thought did I just give you? Did that make you feel a bit weird? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the feeling of being silenced. And that is exactly how life was before social media existed. Back before the internet was developed, before we had the luxury of Google, Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, or even the luxury of making a comment on a news article, whatever was fed to us by media, we just had to accept it. Let's go back to 1993 when the king of pop, Michael Jackson, one day appeared on every newspaper out there. Monster for child abuse. There was no question mark, but there was a full stop. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that caused him major backlash, major problems, and until the day when he died in 2009, he still died with the title Monster. Up until 2012, when Reddit became popular, when communities became popular, and they started to dig up evidence from the beautiful internet. And they realized that maybe, just maybe, Michael Jackson could have been innocent. Unfortunately, it still took the courts 10 more years to finally come up with a verdict that Michael Jackson was indeed innocent. If cancel culture, forget cancel culture, if the simple luxury of the internet, the simple luxury of your opinion, of commenting on a post existed back in 1993, then maybe, just maybe, we could have protected our king of pop. And they love to call us mobsters. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to a more modern example. How many of y'all watch YouTube here? A show of hands. Well, there was a YouTuber called EDP445. He was very popular amongst kids. And unfortunately, this 30-year-old man was one day caught trying to meet a 13-year-old girl for inappropriate reasons, which was deducted through his personal messages. Now, legally, he walked free. Why? Because he didn't do any harm to the girl. Why? Because we caught him before the act was committed. But morally, it doesn't take half a brain cell to realize that this man doesn't deserve to be in society. And yes, we cancelled him. We got every platform to deplatformize him, and we got him out of society. Legally, he still walks a free man, because unfortunately in today's day and age, we live in a world where the legal system waits for you to commit the crime. And only then can we officially stop you, right? It's often too late. However, our legal system has never proved to stop a crime before it happens. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the Me Too movement, 2016, which gave a voice to thousands of powered women out there, which encouraged women to speak up against their trauma. The most powerful man in Hollywood, Harvey Weinstein, was brought down. It all started with one hashtag, right? This abuse had been going on for decades, but that one hashtag, Me Too, didn't encourage the other people in Hollywood, but it encouraged every single woman out there in the globe. If not 100,000, there were millions of hashtag Me Too. I too got abused. I too faced trauma. I too faced this and that. We gave courage to people using our platform, using the power of our opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, I beg to ask, did the courts listen to them? Did the corporations listen to them? Did the so-called formal systems that beg for trials, evidence, and a minimum of 1 year to imprison anyone listen to them? No, but it was you, me, and everyone else in this room with a phone today. We see a news article, we have the freedom to comment on it. We see a post, we can easily like, share, or repost it. Whether we disagree or agree, we choose what we platform. Ladies and gentlemen, history has seen a lot of different times. We went from riding horses to driving cars. 30 years ago, there was no internet. In today's day and age, everything happens on the internet. And the only power in today's day and age we have against those in power is the power of our opinion. It's the power of our voice. It's the power to comment and stand up against injustice. It's the power to comment and bring down those who misuse their platform. And as a matter of fact, I would love to ask, it's easy to fool one person, it's easy to fool 100 people, but it's not easy to fool millions. If we have cancelled someone, it is rightfully because that person has done something to deserve to be cancelled, and cancel culture is definitely an effective way to hold those in power accountable. Thank you.